let's move on to kind of something to think about over the summer, as we're into June. June's almost over now, but we have the TMEA all region, all state process. And so this is a big important process. Obviously, we had our big music reveal on the day it came out on June 1st. And hopefully you've, if you haven't gone and purchased a packet on your own, we have ordered packets. I don't know when they'll be here. I don't know. Sometime in later July. I've been talking to our rep to get the music here, but I do have practice tracks. They got here the other day, and I'll get those started uploading. The TMEA board had Region 26 board. We sat down and talked, and we have music for each round, and we're going to talk about that as we move forward. But we wanted to kind of take a few minutes and let, especially freshmen or new to choir or new to the process because you haven't done it. You know, we wanted to talk. I wanted to take an opportunity. Anara's new to Round Rock's way, but she's not new to the process. And so this is such a vital thing. You know, the first and foremost, it just makes you a better musician.
It does.
Because it's like, you know, if you go to tutoring, you get one-on-one work with your teacher on math. That's the only thing I ever went to tutoring for. English or so, whatever. You're getting one-on-one, and so that's that extra practice or extra time working on a skill. Just because it's different music, it's the same concepts. You know, do, re, mi, fa, so, in every song. So, and so it's important to utilize those skills and make us all better. Obviously, there are some groups that are required to enter this process, and those would be chorale, chamber singers, and muse are upper level. They're required, and some of that is just so you can maintain your spot in that tier. And that's not saying you're not just because if you choose not to do it or something happened, you're not going to lose your slot, but you are losing points. Because when we talk about our evaluation system, you know, your vocal quality, your sight reading ability, and your personal skills, that's all fine. But a big part that separates people are those bonus points. And so the bonus points are, you get 5 points for just walking into the room at round one and singing. You know, if you walk in the room and you do something, you successfully earn 5 points. And you get 5 points if you advance past that first round. And I got some numbers, because y'all know me, I got data that will show you your likelihood of getting points just for trying. And then, of course, then you have solo and ensemble, which is in the spring. And then you get 5 more points if you just do something singing related that's not part of what we already do. So those points, they're out there to get. Anyone can get them, and they're so important. And yeah, so Nora, what do you think? What are your thoughts on the TMEA process? I've done a lot of talking because I talk a lot. So
when I was in high school and going through the process myself, it was not something that I loved. It was not something that I was like super. I mean, I did it to do it, but it was never something that I truly loved. And there are two things that I know now, like having come out of it and being on the other side and having judged it myself now, is that the first one is, it does not define you in any way as a musician, as a performer, as a learner. It is just one thing that you can do. The second is, it does make you a better musician, performer, etc. There is so much, like, the little things in this kind of music. It is at a much higher caliber than a lot of people get to do. And you're getting exposed to it, and that's a beautiful thing, that you have the opportunity to learn it. So even if you are a freshman and don't know a whole lot about music, or if you are a senior and you've done it 4 years in a row, do it. Take the chance. You never know what happens. You could be a freshman who becomes a 4-year all-stater. It happens. You could placed horribly your first year and then work really hard the next year and place, you could move on. I never made the all-state choir. I was 11th chair every single year. 11th every year. I was one away from making it. And yet I'm so grateful that I got to do the process and that I got exposed to so much great music. Like the Mr. McCaff was talking earlier, the Sing It Dem Herren, they did it in my process too, I think my junior year.
Yeah.
It is just one of those things. You learn great literature and you get exposed to great music. My senior year, we did a Gloria. I hiccuped through my audition. It was Gloria, like something like that. I hiccuped. And I still got 11th chair. But it's just one of those things. It doesn't matter your place. It doesn't matter what really happens. Sure, there are great things that come of it.
It is all about the journey.
It's all about the journey and making yourself a better musician, a better learner. So do it. Push yourself.
Yeah, we learn so much from doing. You know, one of the big things, and you knowing about Anara's path and what she's done, I think she can agree with me on this. Is that, you know, we sit if you're going to go be a music educator and music teacher, you're going to sit in lots of classes where they tell you this is the theory of teaching.
Mm-hmm.
This is you're gonna get in a situation and you should do this. And then you get there and you're like,
that doesn't work.
What? And so you learn by doing. And so this is one of those processes that you learn what your style of marking your music, your style of, you know, because I'm going to, in a rehearsal with chorale or Draco Vocem or whoever, I'm going to tell you, hey, mark your music. I'm not going to say how, because that's you. How do you take notes? I don't know. I take notes by writing stream of consciousness stuff, and hopefully it makes sense later. Some of you have your detailed, avid, super notes things. I don't know. One time we tried to do that because that was a campus initiative. But you have, you have your ways of doing it, and this is just a way to get out there and to learn how you can do things on your own. And it does not matter. I never made, the TMEA process was very mean to me. And I never made the all-state choir either. I only advanced to pre-area once. My senior year, I was actually considered one of the top shots in our region to make it into the all-state choir. And, you know, my high school program had tons of, you know, from 1976 to 2005, they averaged 6 all-staters every year. You know, it was an expectation. We were going to put a bunch of all-staters in the choir. And my senior year, I was one of those top choices, gone to camp, you know, learned the music, was prepared. I didn't even make region choir. So it happens. It's, you know, it's nothing to be scared about. It's nothing to be worried about, but it's going to make you as a better musician. And I think myself now, I was really mad then. I think myself now, and I think our 3 all-staters, Rion, Abby, and Eleanor, will all agree that it's all about the process and what they learned as a musician to get there. And now they're going to learn even more trying to get there again. And so to talk about some of the data points that will help you realize it's not as scary a process as you think it is. The first set is going to make you think it's scary, but it's not. So the average number of singers over the last 2 years that have entered the process, this is the whole state, is 13,634. So we're averaging between 13 and 14,000 every year entering the whole state. And everyone is going for, if your goal is to get to that top tier and be in the all-state choir, you're hoping to get one of 500 slots. 13,000, almost 14,000 to 500 slots. So that's the top 3% of singers in the state. Again, I do data. So that seems really impossible, but who cares? It's not about the end product. It's about your process and your journey. And it's great to say you're an all-stater. It's great to say you're a multi-year all-stater. But there are singers who have never made the all-state choir, who go on to be great musicians, to be great human beings. And are productive citizens in our society. And then the opposite can be true. There are all-staters that are horrible people, not good musicians, because they learned the music and memorized cuts and went through the process and didn't learn anything out of it and aren't doing anything. So it's neither here nor there, but it's still awesome, and we want you to be going down that road to become better. So that's the whole state. If you're looking at our area, the state's a portion. So for Area D, which includes us, Central Texas, Waco, Temple, that area, the region there, South Dallas, so you have Booker T. Washington. Grand Prairie is no longer in our region, or in our area. Woo! We don't have to compete against them, but we still have Booker T. Washington. That's sad. But South Dallas area it curves around Dallas. Actually, for you guys, it'd be curves around Dallas. And then East Texas, so Tyler, Lufkin, Longview, they're the furthest. If you go on TMEA.org, you can look at the map and see how that all is made. But those are the four regions that comprise our area, and there weren't really a ton of changes in our new apportionment, but our numbers didn't change at all either. So the top three in every section, soprano through bass, make the all-state mixed choir. In the treble sections, sopranos and altos, the next five make the treble choir. And then in the tenors and basses, the next three, so 4 through 6, make the tenor bass choir. Why is disparaging? I do know. Because there's less guys. There's just less guys that enter the process. I'm going to share a screen and share a thing with you. Way to go. There we go. Share. Stop. No. There we go. So you can see, there are 2,600, roughly between 2,600 and 2,800, 2,700 average soprano twos, and it's really small. Soprano twos. There are 809 tenor ones. So you have a vast array. So there's less men because of that. And that's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. And that's over the last 2-year average. So that's why there's less guys. There's just less guys in the process. So men, that's good for you. You have a higher chance. Girls, sorry. If you're an alto too, you're awesome. But if we look at Region 26, because of what my philosophy, and I think this is carried over, we've increased our numbers. So last year we had 141 kids start the process or enter process. For various reasons, there were 20 kids that didn't show up on that first day, but we still had over 1/4 of the total audition people were from Round Rock High School. And those who remember that first day, remember that a giant portion of the room was wearing maroon, which is really cool to see. It was really awesome. I actually was kind of a little tiny bit embarrassed because of I knew we were going to have a lot, but now I got a target on my back. I don't like that. But it was so cool to see you guys go out there and do well. 68% success rate. We've been averaging in that first round for the last 5 years anywhere from around a 70 to 75% success rate. So 3/4 of you guys, just by showing up, you've learned the music, because that's hard. You got to learn the music. You got to do that.
Yeah, that's the important part.
You got to do the work. You got to chop a little wood. But by showing up, because you're from Round Rock High School, you have a higher chance to succeed. And some of that is because of what we provide you guys. We help you. There are so many resources out there and so many opportunities that we will help you learn that music, and we will make you succeed. or help you succeed. We're not going to make you succeed because you have to make you succeed. But
we will give you the tools you need in order
exactly.
to
See, words.
I got
Sometimes
you.
words are not my thing. But you have a high likelihood to earn 10 points like that. Not to just equate it to that, but it helps you it helps you in multiple ways. And you're representing Round Rock High School, and the many who've come before you and the many who will come after you. It means a lot to us and to your administration and all that stuff. So we took 1/4 of the audition force that started throughout the entire process. We essentially had 1/4 of the people all the way through. So the total number of slots that were available to advance to the first round, we had 1/4. Next round, the total number of slots in the region choir, we had 1/4. Total number of slots going to pre-area, we had 1/4. So, that kind of holds true throughout the whole process. And this could change as people have started, because I've been telling people, this is what happens. And that could change this year. We don't know. Right now, we're still planning for plan A, which everything will be the normal and be the same. If somebody tries to tell you right now, hey, I know what August is going to look like, they're wrong. They're so wrong. I hope you made a bet with them, because you can take that money. Because we don't know. And but I have a hunch that we will have our audition process will be very similar. I know right now cases are rising and all that stuff, and there's a lot of scariness right now. It's going to change again next week. It's going to change in July. It's going to change in the first part of August. It's probably going to change in September too. I'm just thinking. But we're going to be making music, and it's going to be awesome music, because this set of music, if you have not listened to it, is awesome. It's such good music. So let's talk about round one and opportunities that you'll have. So I'll be putting up on the Dragon Choir website, I'll be putting up all the practice tracks. So if you have music, you can go get started like right now. And it'll be divided up by round, what music's in what round, and you can start working. But for those who want to make the All-State Choir, sure, you start looking at the Mozart. Go for it. It's awesome. It's lovely music. You'll have fun. If you want to just make the region choir, focus on that first round. We're going to learn it really well, and then you're going to have time to work on each round. So that first round of music, or that first round audition, is on Saturday, September 14th. And I believe it's going to be at Stony Point High School. We haven't confirmed that yet and voted on that, but it's going to be somewhere nearby, not at Round Rock. We're later. But that first round, the Brandon Waddles Ride Up the Chariot, which, if you remember the men's piece from last year, Come and Go Children, it's got that very same feel. And then the other one is the Eric Whitaker Sleep. Hey, we were talking about him earlier. And then those are the two mixed choir pieces. And then treble choir and the tenor bass choir will work on the Elaine Hagenberg pieces. You Do Not Walk Alone for the treble choir, and then I Will Be a Child of Peace for the men's choir. Schmaltzy, pretty, beautiful stuff. There's not a recording of the treble version of You Do Not Walk Alone, because it's brand new. That arrangement's brand new. But you can listen to the mixed choir and get a really good sense of the tune. I've seen some score extras of it, and the voicing is not, it's very similar. So you can get a sense of that. So then looking at that, we're going to have some sort of camp at the beginning of the year before the year starts. It's on the calendar as that last week of July. It's probably going to move, I'm just saying. But we'll have something. McNeil offers their camp, which will be middle of August in the evenings this year. And of course, we'll have sectionals and stuff to help you learn that music. If you don't follow allstatesinger.com or Allstate Singer on Instagram, you should. because they get put out updates. They have weekly sectionals going on from different sections. But if you go to their website, they're based in Lake Travis, Lakeway, and you can see their stuff and get a jump start on some of that music. You do have to have a packet, and you can call JW Pepper or go to the website or Penders and get that music sent to you. We'll have packets of music probably in the next couple of weeks, and as soon as we do, I'll let you know, and we can arrange a time for you to come up and have your mask, because you ain't going to get in the choir room without a mask. But see, this is one of mine. It's so pretty. Or you can have a fancy one like this. Ooh, yeah. So pretty. Not stylish, though. This one is just this medical grade. Ooh, I got a big preview later. We'll end with that. So, but then the week before the first round auditions, we'll also have a Saturday boot camp where we'll do sectionals and music stuff to help you guys out to get prepared. And we'll talk about audition procedures and what we need to do to get ready. So then after that first round, you have about a month till October to the round 2, which will be for the mixed choir, Threads of Joy. And then the treble choir will be Papillon, Les Papillons, and the Now Let Me Fly by Stacey Gibbs. And then the tenor bass choir will be O Sing to the Lord and the Yachlied. So those 4 pieces, or three pieces for each respective section for that round 2. You have about a month to get those all learned. It's a little bit more time than we had last year. And so for that, for round 1, it's the top. I can't remember what the numbers are anymore.
You mean who moves on?
Yeah, I think it's the top 50. No, top third. I don't remember. It's on it's on the Region 26 website. You can look.
I think it's for region or for.
No, to advance out of round 1. I can't.
Okay, I don't know.
I'll put it on the Dragon Choir website at some point. When I put the music up there. And then for region, for chairs 1 through 18, we'll make the region mixed choir and move on to pre-area. And then chairs 19 through 36 in the treble choir will make, in the treble sections, we'll make the treble choir. Sorry, guys. Again, there's not enough of you. It increased by like tenfold, which we did really well last year, increasing our numbers, but especially 10 to 1. We need more of you guys. We would be able to get to a men's choir, but it's going to be a while for that. But then you have about a month till Region Clinic and Concert, which is that second week of November. And we'll treble choir, region choir, treble choir, you're going to learn all the music you already performed or prepared for audition plus 1 other piece. We don't know who the clinician's going to be yet. But the names that we talked about in our meeting you're going to love them all. They're going to be awesome. We also don't know who the mixed choir clinician will be yet, but again, the names we talked about, you're going to love them all. They're awesome. We'll have our region clinic and concert, and then that next Tuesday at Round Rock High School will be pre-area, our round 3, which is the same music as area, which is the Dies Irae movement from the Mozart Requiem, the 4th movement of the Brahms Requiem, and then for the girls, the Haas, their major work, I can't remember the title, but Latin, Beni Fac, Dom, something, I don't know. And then for the guys, Dance by David Conte from Invocations of a Dance. Yeah, that's challenging. I'm just going to tell you now. It's hard. But if you made it that round, you'll be fine. It's just counting and mixed meter. It's fun, but it's hard. But it should be because it's the All-State. And then, of course, if you make the top 5 in your section at that pre-area round, you'll get to travel to Waco in January for the All-State audition at Midway High School. And considering, hopefully we don't have bad weather again, but usually we travel up on Friday night and stay overnight, and then we go do the audition, and it'll be great. Last year, it rains, tornadoes, crazy storms, so we didn't get to do that. But it's January, who knows? But that's the second week of January, January 10th or 11th, I can't remember. the number, but it's somewhere that not the first weekend of January, the second week of January. We got to get through New Year's and get past the party atmosphere that we've all created. And then, of course, then the next week will be hopefully Bright Star, for those who are going to be in Bright Star. I've already talked to those who are potential leads or potential cast members of Bright Star. Don't worry, Whitmore already knows when all state auditions are and knows all about that. We've already been talking a bunch. Take everyone. It's going to be fine. And when you're good at something, you're probably good at something else. And you people in Chorale and Showstoppers and Legacy and Muse and our choir kids, we come from all over the place. We're good at everything because that's what we preach here. We want you to be good at everything and multifaceted. I don't want you to be a one-trick pony. So, but yeah, that's kind of the TMEA process in a nutshell. I know it seems overwhelming now, but if you get started now, especially I know it's summer, you got pool, you got barbecue, you got trips, you got stuff you're doing that you don't want to think about school. Or maybe some of you do because you're tired of not thinking about school and you need something to do. Ding, ding, ding. I'm stuck in this house with little ones. I want to run away really fast. And be back to work. But you can take this opportunity where it's a little less low pressure and you can start learning that music and getting a jump start on that. So that when it does come to August and September and it feels overwhelming, it doesn't have to be overwhelming anymore, because you've already started digesting it and started getting into it. So yeah, as soon as the music is here, packets, we'll let you guys know so you can come up and get that, and we'll be ready for that and whatnot. So what you guys should do, though, is make sure you're following, obviously, the Instagram, because obviously this will be on my Instagram, Dragon McCaff, and and of course also the Dragon Choir Instagram, RRHS Dragon Choir. And we'll be posting that through that. But also, we just created a YouTube page. Let me share my screen again. Wait, and I'll show you. Okay. So here's our Instagram, our YouTube page, and you can come subscribe. We don't have enough subscribers or time on there to have a unique page. So I'm going to put the link on the Dragon Choir website and on my Instagram so you can subscribe. But on there, currently on there is episode 1 of Get to Know, which will be our series. We'll be doing more Get to Knows. This one is obviously finishing up, getting to know Miss Witcher and talking about the TMEA process. But we're going to do some Get to Knows of the officers, Get to Knows of each round music. Once music's in, we can kind of dissect it a little bit more and put up some screenshots and listening to it. We'll do some Get to Knows of our process and all sorts of things. And if you have ideas for Get to Knows, let us know. This is going to be, I would like for this to be a regular kind of podcast show to do. But also we have a MadFest playlist from last year. But there'll be other playlists for our other music. I'm going to link the TMEA playlist and other stuff, so you can go here and check out stuff. And of course, we'll have more stuff for you guys to see. But just because it's end of June doesn't mean there are not a lot of exciting things going on. I am ready to start singing and making music and seeing you guys. But the last thing I was going to do. Hold on. Let me find it. I had it here and then I left.
He only has like 800 tabs open.
I do. I was doing a lot of prep work and so, but we kind of talked to some people and talked to things so in the fall, again, we don't know what a lot of things are going to look like. We don't know what's going to happen and what it's going to look like. But I can almost say there'll be some sense of masks or face coverings that will help us be able to protect each other, not just you, but protect everybody in the choir room if we're there in person. So what we're providing as part of your uniform fee and part of our startup fees with your new T-shirt and all that stuff is Dragon Choir masks. So this would be what the mask looks like. It's black mask with our logo on it right in the center. Woo, yay. But you will be provided one of those. And your parents, if they want to go buy them, they can. But you'll see over here, you'll have slits, the different sizes for your ears. It's all built in. It's not elastic, so it shouldn't stretch out and be obnoxious. So yeah, we'll be providing these for you guys as part of your fees and your uniform stuff. It'll come with your T-shirt, which we have a really awesome T-shirt design for the next 2 years. Grace Shado has provided it, and those will be ordered, and he'll be here by welcome night. So we're really excited about that as well. Here, let me see if I can pull that one up. Don't look at that number of emails in my inbox. Just make you sad. So here's our Dragon Choir T-shirt. So it's the front pocket logo, and then the back. What just happened?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Once a dragon, always a dragon. So those will be our choir T-shirts on a ultra soft T-shirt. So maroon T-shirt, because the department's usually always got to be maroon, because that's what we do. So if you don't like maroon, well, you chose the wrong school, wrong neighborhood. If you wanted burnt orange, you should have gone to Westwood. You want to be at Round Rock, because we're big, we're awesome, and we're amazing. So yeah, so these videos will be going up on YouTube and on Instagram. So make sure you like and subscribe, Dragon Choir. There's a button or a bell or something. I don't have the crazy graphics like some of these people, because I'm not fancy like that yet. But we have those, so do that and follow. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this series of get to know and taking it where it wants to. But just broadening our reach. Hopefully next week we'll have some announcements, other announcements coming out next week, hopefully. But stay tuned. And other than that, do you have anything else, Ms. Witcher?
I don't think so.
No? All right. Well, hope you guys stay safe, stay cool, hydrate or dihydrate, and put your mask on. They may be uncomfortable, but you know what? It worked. It's better than the alternative. So put those masks on, have fun, stay cool, and we'll talk soon. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.